Turn off devices that disturb airflow at the equipment site, such as smoke purifiers, fans, etc. Cleaning equipment site environment. Use a clean wiping cloth to wipe the countertop sheet metal shell. Wipe the beam organ cover with a clean wiping cloth. If possible, the sprayer can be used for dust reduction treatment. Then wait at least 3 minutes. Prepare cleaning tools. Clean cloth, then cleaning paper, absolute ethanol, cotton swab, masking tape, clean gloves and flashlight. Wear dust-free gloves after washing your hands. Dust cloth, pour in anhydrous ethanol. Wipe the surface of the laser head. Pour a clean cloth into absolute ethanol and wipe the pipeline. Remove the masking tape pasted on the surface of the laser head. Note that the masking tape at the low joint should not be removed. Dust cloth, pour in anhydrous ethanol. Wipe the surface of the laser head again. Use masking tape to repeatedly paste on the surface of the laser head. To remove any stubborn dust that may be present, pour absolute ethanol into the corners of the clean cloth. Use a dust-free cloth to clean the gap of the cover plate. Dust cloth, pour in anhydrous ethanol. Wipe the surface of the laser head again. Use masking tape at the focusing lens cover to make an inverted bucket dust cover. Prevent dust from falling on the lens during the installation of the lower protective lens. Seal the laser head nozzle with masking tape. Prevent dust from entering the interior from the nozzle during the replacement of the lower protective lens. Pollution focusing protective lens. Replace with new dust-free gloves. Use masking tape to stick to one side of the lower protective lens drawer first. To seal the lens cavity immediately after pulling out the lower protective lens drawer. Loosen the 2 screws of the lower protective lens drawer. Slowly pull out the lower protective lens drawer by hand. Note that during the extraction process, press the protective lens gland with your finger. Prevent the lower protective lens gland from falling immediately after the lower protective lens is pulled out. Close the lens cavity with masking tape. Prevent ash from entering the lens cavity from being contaminated. Point the protective lens at the flashlight to check if it is dirty or burnt. If the protective lens is only dirty, it can be cleaned and then installed back. For the specific cleaning operation process, you can watch the special video. If the lower protective lens has a burning point, you need to replace it with a new lower protective lens. Lay a clean cloth and place the protective lens set. Take a clean cloth and pour in absolute ethanol. Wipe the lower protective lens holder clean. You can use a cotton swab dipped in anhydrous ethanol to wipe the areas that are not easy to clean. Wrap the wiped lower protective lens holder in a clean dust-free cloth. Prevent dust from sticking to the lower protective lens holder. Take a clean cloth and pour in absolute ethanol. Wipe the lower protective lens pressure ring clean. Wrap the lower protective lens pressure ring with a dust-free cloth. Prevent dust from sticking to the lower protective lens pressure ring. Get a new lower protective lens. Check again whether the information on the protective mirror box matches the laser head. Remove the new lower protective lens and remove the protective film. Remove the protective lens holder from the dust cloth. Remove the new protective lens to both sides of the lens and only wrap a protective film. Tear off the protective film under the new lower protective lens. Take the protective film above the lens as protection. Quickly install the new lower protective lens into the lower protective lens holder. Take the protective lens pressure ring out of the dust-free cloth. Take the protective film above the lens as protection. Quickly install the lower protective lens pressure ring into the lower protective lens holder. Then quickly wrap the lens protective film around the lower protective lens holder. Reduce the exposure time of the lower protective lens in the air. Prevent ash from entering the lower protective lens. Tear off the masking tape that protects the lens cavity under the seal. Press the protective lens pressure ring with your finger through the protective film. Slowly uncover the lens protective film. At the same time, slowly shake the lower protective lens drawer and insert it into the lens cavity. Tighten the lower protective lens drawer locking screw. Remove the inverted dust masking tape above the lower protective lens. Clean the surface of the laser head. Paste the masking tape on the surface of the laser head as a dust-proof measure. Replace the lower protective lens end. If there is no good condition for replacing the protective lens on site, you can refer to the following operation method for replacing the lower protective lens. Non-experienced and highly skilled personnel do not recommend the following operations. If improper operation causes internal contamination, you will be responsible for it yourself. Seal nozzle with masking tape. Use masking tape as an upper dust-proof measure. Use masking tape to stick to one side of the lower protective lens drawer first. To seal the lens cavity immediately after pulling out the lower protective lens drawer. Take 2 ace printing paper pads on the countertop. Turn on the flashlight in advance and place it under the bottom kit. Open the new protective lens case. Remove the new protective lens. Place the new lower protective lens protective cover in the box. Pre-uncover the new lower protective lens protective film. Uncover the masking tape that seals the lens compartment. Loosen the lower protective lens drawer screw. Slowly shake out the lower protective lens drawer and place it on the protective cover. Quickly seal the lens compartment with masking tape. Take out the lower protective lens pressure ring and lower protective lens in turn. Uncover the protective film under the new lower protective lens. The above protective film is used as protection. Quickly install the new lower protective lens into the lower protective lens holder. Semi-open protective film. Quickly install the pressure ring into the lower protective lens holder. Wrap the protective lens holder with the protective film. Uncover the masking tape that seals the lens compartment. Uncover the protective film and quickly install the lower protective lens drawer into the lens compartment. Tighten the lower protective lens and pull the locking screw. Masking tape seal. Replace the lower protective lens end. The correct way to hold the lens. Correct storage method of masking tape. Replacement of protective lens for equipment with large enclosure. You need to close the front door, operate alone, and wear a mask.